What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another video. We've got a good one for you today. My 5 favorite rookie running backs. And let me just say, the rookie running back class is a lot better than the rookie wide receiver class. All these backs have significant upside, although it's worth noting that the market currently is aware of that. We're not exactly getting these guys for free. Nonetheless, I'm excited to talk about my 5 favorites right now, taking ADP into account. If you're new here, which 20% of you are, please subscribe to the channel. It's free, just makes it a little bit more likely that my videos will pop up in your feed. For the rest of you, welcome back. Smash the like button. Let's get things started off at the top with Ashton Jeanty. Wouldn't really be a rookie running back video without talking about him because, everyone knows, he's the 101 in all dynasty formats, even Superflex. He's already the running back like 4 or 5 off the board in redraft. So the question is more, is he worth that than is he the best? He is obviously the best rookie running back. Is he worth it? I would say yes. He's absolutely worth the ADP. That's where you're going to have to take him. Again, it's going to cost you, depending on your format, anywhere from like a mid to late first round pick. In redraft, again, it sort of depends there, but he's worth it in all of those. Right now, he is my running back 4, and it's pretty clear there's a pretty good gap between him and the running back 5. Again, I just want to assure everyone, yes, he's worth it. I know we haven't seen a snap in the NFL. We know he's good. I think Saquon, Bijan, and Gibbs are your top 3 running backs this season. You can kind of move that order around how you'd like. I think it's generally Saquon and Gibbs, and then Saquon, Bijan, and then Gibbs. But again, do whatever you want there. After that, I do believe it's Jeanty though. He's 5'8", 211. He's got great vision. He's capable in the receiving game. He's got breakaway speed, and above all else, he's impossible to tackle. It's like honestly hilarious watching him just break like 6-7 tackles in one play and then just walk into the end zone like absolutely nothing had even happened. It just feels like he makes career highlights for most players, like a play that they're throwing on being like, this is what I did in my career. Feels like he does that in every single game, and it all stems from just an unreal ability to create yards that should not be there. Yards that most running backs get tackled, they gain 2 yards, and you're like, that makes sense. Nothing was blocked for them. He busts off a 40-yard run somehow from something that had absolutely no blocking, absolutely nothing was there. And it makes him scheme-proof. It makes him offensive line-proof, offense-proof, all of that. Last season, he had 2,601 rushing yards and 29 rushing touchdowns. That was the second most all time behind only Barry Sanders for rushing yards. As per PFF, he forced 163 missed tackles. That was 48 more than any other running back since PFF started charting back in 2014. There truly just are no holes in his profile. He's guaranteed to be a running back 1 unless he gets injured. He also lands in a good spot. He's on a Raiders offense and now has a 33-year-old Raheem Mostert, Sincere McCormick, and Zamir White. Like, there's a very real chance that he leads the NFL in touches in his rookie season. He'll be the focal point of the offense no matter where they are on the field. He will be used in the receiving game as well. Do not trade the Dynasty 101. That is a question I've gotten a few times now. And you're going to get good value for it, right? A lot of people have asked, it's like the 103 and the 106, 107 is like a common ask for what people are trying to give up to get it. Don't do it. I still would just want to get Jeanty onto your team unless you have a truly horrific team that has a 0% chance of winning any time in the next 5 years, which is probably none of you. Maybe the only time I consider it, just draft him. Do not hesitate also to take him as the 4th running back off the board in redraft. I know you're going to look at that and be like, boy, this is early to take someone in round 1. When you see him play, you'll understand why. Omarion Hampton. Number 2, he's the 102 in rookie drafts, although that one is a little bit more up in the air. Everyone's going to take Jeanty at 1. Some people mix in Tet. Some people mix in Jarquez Hunter. I think Hampton deserves to be the 102, but that's where he's going there. And then in redraft leagues, at least on Underdog, he's the running back 15. We don't really have like ESPN, Yahoo, NFL.com. We don't have ADPs, obviously, for there. No one is drafting on those sites, so we kind of have to just stick to Underdog. But yeah, he's the running back 15 over there. So already going as a high-end running back too. I have him ranked exactly in those two spots as well. So I think the price tag is more than fair. Hampton, 5'11", 221 pounds, runs a 4.4 640, and he's coming off back-to-back dominant seasons for UNC, even though the UNC offense, like their offensive line was dreadful. The offense wasn't doing anything. It was really just Hampton being incredible. If you are a fan of old style smash mouth football, then Omarion Hampton is your guy. He is an absolute unit, and he's not sacrificing speed for the size. Again, 4.4 640, that gives him 94th percentile height adjusted speed. And honestly, the landing spot couldn't have been better. Maybe for this season, it's not perfect because he doesn't walk into a situation like Jeanty does, where there's literally no one challenging him. Najee Harris is still there. He's on a 1-year, $5 million contract. There is absolutely a chance that Najee racks up touches. You know, this is an offense that wants to run the ball a ton. They want to use bigger backs. To use Najee and Hampton wouldn't be crazy. So you can't project him for, you know, a full featured role like you can Jeanty, but that's why he's not a top 5 running back, right? There's really only a couple running backs that we can project a full workload for. So even hearing that, being like, oh, then can we take him at 15? Yeah, in 15 range, there's no more featured running backs at that spot. And behind Najee, it's Hassan Haskins, it's Kimani Vidal. Both those two running backs are bad. They are not going to get many touches unless it's a blowout, unless it's just a situation where they want to feature them for like one play. It is going to be Najee and Hampton getting all these touches, right? Now, this is also just the perfect offense. Maybe, again, the landing spot for this year isn't necessarily perfect because Najee is there. But long-term, and like if he takes over fully for Najee or if Najee gets injured, just the actual landing spot, the team, the offense is perfect. Like Justin Herbert is an elite quarterback. They have enough skill players on the outside to where defenses can't just be like, well, okay, we don't respect the quarterback. We don't respect the pass catchers. Let's stack the box and stop this rushing attack. They cannot do that, right? They have good playmakers on the outside. They hit on Ladd last season, but they drafted Trey Harris. Quentin Johnson can still get down the field. Maybe he's not exactly as good as we thought he was. I don't think he's that amazing, but he's still better than some other rotational wide receivers other players have or on other teams. And then again, Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. Maybe you can argue the elite status, but he's a very, very good quarterback. Defenses need to fear. Chargers also have a very good offensive line. They have a coaching staff that loves to run the football. This is a good spot. He's in line for a ton of carries, plenty of scoring opportunities. The only negative is the reception. So this coaching staff also tends to target the running back position a little bit less often. You could argue that part of that is, well, this coaching staff coached Lamar Jackson, who's just going to target the running back position less often. And I think that's valid. They also had running backs in Baltimore that weren't pass catching back. So I think that part of it's valid. I think on average, I've seen the stat there, he averages like Greg Roman, like 26th or so, something like that, targeting running back position. I think if you kind of removed Lamar, you put him on a team that didn't have a hypermobile quarterback, that number probably goes up. So, you know, I wouldn't look too much into that, but I would look at the fact that they prefer bigger backs. They prefer to run the ball a lot, utilize the running backs on the ground more so through the air, meaning he's not going to rack up a ton of receptions. So if you're in a full PPR league, you're in a league that really favors receptions like that, not as good, still amazing, but he's not going to be, you know, a top 3 running back in most formats because of the receptions. But the rushing volume will be amazing. The touchdowns will, you know, more than make up for that difference to where maybe he can't be top 3, but you can easily finish as a top 7, top 8 running back when you don't have a million. And also, a million receptions. It's not that, you know, he's going to have 5 receptions, right? Like, it's not that Justin Herbert as a quarterback refuses to running backs. Like, look what he did with Austin Eckler, right? So Justin Herbert will still throw to the running back position. I just don't think, you know, he's live for like 65 receptions. That's probably not in his range of outcomes. We're probably looking at a good season closer to like 40 or 50 would be a really good season for him, which again, probably more takes away that super high-end season, but you can still absolutely draft him as running back 15 even then. Again, this kid is a stud. The touches are locked in. The offense is great. The coaching staff is smart. definitely just worth taking a shot on as, a high-end running back too, worth the 102 in Dynasty. Third running back over today is RJ Harvey. He's the running back 6 right now in Dynasty, going at that 1-2 turn. Redraft right now, he's the running back 18 off boards. Harvey was the running back that I was most excited about pre-draft, just because I thought he was being undervalued, and if he went to a team that was willing to feature him, then I thought he had running back 1 upside even this season. Harvey just has incredible top-end speed. He is fantastic at breaking tackles, amazing at changing directions quickly, and he's awesome in the receiving game. My model comps him to Maurice Jones-Drew, and I think that the Broncos got a steal for him, even taking him 68th overall, which was a little bit earlier than some people thought he would go. This kid is just special, and if they choose to feature him, he's going to be a running back 1 in fantasy. The question is, will Sean Payton feature him? I don't think so, at least in, the way that guys like Barkley and Bijan are featured. I don't really think that's even possible right now for this Denver offense. I just don't think they want to give one running back that much of a workload. He talked in January about Sean Payton, about how, they're going to have more than one back, how he wants to stack the position group since it's just hard to play one of them in the league. So I do think their other backs are going to be involved. I just don't think it matters that much. Like, they talked a lot about wanting to draft a running back this year and how their offensive line looks great. They think they have, playmakers at other positions, and that they really just needed an upgraded running back to compete at a super high level. Then they let Javonte Williams walk in free agency. They only drafted Harvey at running back, and they've yet to sign competition in free agency. I liked this Denver backfield last season because I knew that Denver would be better than people thought, and that Sean Payton historically has had very fantasy-friendly offenses for running backs. That didn't hit because their running backs were just bad. No one got hurt. No one got traded away. So you had 3 bad running backs just rotating in and out every game. You had no idea who was going to be the top back. You randomly had Estime being the top back, randomly had McLaughlin. More often it was Javonte Williams, but he was just so bad that you didn't really have much production at the position. This year, I still believe that the Broncos want their offense to feature the running back position heavily, just that now they actually have a running back that can produce if they choose to do that. And when Harvey's ripping off 15, 20-yard runs left and right, you better believe he's staying on the field more than Javonte did last year, who was somehow still the running back 31 in fantasy despite 3.7 yards per carry, only 4 total touchdowns on 191 touches. Harvey's just going to blow those numbers out of the water, and so I am very willing to take him in the middle rounds right now in redraft. Running back 4, Cam Skatttebo, going right now 17th overall as running back 7 in Dynasty. In redraft, he's the running back 32. I think people's hesitation with Skatttebo, there's multiple, and I think they're all valid. We're entering the range of the video where we're no longer talking about guys who are likely to finish as running back 1s. It's a great class, but there's only so many running backs that we think can finish as a running back 1 in a season. The concerns for Cam, again, valid, and there's a decent amount of them. He plays for the Giants. They're not very good. Tyron Tracy Jr. isn't going anywhere, and he was good last season. He is slow. He is unathletic, and he is an older prospect. So you look at all those things, and you're like, okay, not great. But let's take them one by one. The Giants are bad. I agree. But they're going to be better than they were last season. The combination of Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart will be a major upgrade over Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and Tommy DeVito, who they had last season. My guess is that Russell Wilson starts the season, and then by some point, Jackson Dart takes over. I don't know when that point will be. It probably depends on how well Dart plays, and honestly, Wilson plays kind of over camp, what they kind of put that expectation as, and then how does Russ? 'Cause I think Russ is going to start the season because you can't start Dart and then go to Russ. You have to just start Russ, and then when you think he's ready, you go to Dart. You can't do the reverse. So I think that's going to happen there. And again, that's still an upgrade of what they had last year. Tyron Tracy Jr. was good last year, but the track record of late 5th round running backs repeating heavy volume, especially after their team drafts another running back the following season earlier, it's not great, right? Historically, draft capital does matter. It's why it's the biggest input for the production model and the prospect model, is just because teams don't feel they have as much of an investment. And so later round running backs need to be awesome. They need to be consistently highly efficient. We see all the time late round running backs, they'll like break out in a year and we're like, let's go. We really hit on this guy. And then their volume just drops off a cliff because the teams aren't invested in them. And again, Tyron Tracy was good. He was better than expected. It wasn't like he was amazingly efficient last season. He had relatively average levels of efficiency. Skatttebo is slow. That's the other comp, or the other negative that people have. But he's no slower than Kyron Williams, Bucky Irving, David Montgomery. So it's not much of a concern as long as the running back is good. If you're slow and bad, it's a concern, right? There's plenty of running backs who are fast and bad, right? All you have to be is slow and good. And we're going to get to the part where I think Cam Skatttebo is a very good running back. He's unathletic is the other negative. But again, so are all of the running backs I just mentioned. All those guys are unathletic for a running back, for an NFL running back. And actually, Cam has 89th percentile burst. That's something, in my opinion, that athletic people have. So yes, he's unathletic in the terms that doesn't have like 90th percentile athleticism, but there are some traits that he has where he is very athletic. Also an older prospect, but I mean, Tyron Tracy Jr. was 24 when he entered the league last season. Cam's 23. And also at running back, it doesn't matter as much. Maybe in Dynasty, it's a reason to knock him down just a teensy bit, but especially in redraft, don't worry. It literally doesn't matter at all that he's 23 and not 22 or 21. So again, there's very easy counters to everything going against Cam. And what's going for him is the fact that he was awesome in college. Like, he's coming off a season with over 1,700 rushing yards, over 600 receiving yards. That is something that only Christian McCaffrey has done. If you look at the efficiency, it is unreal. As per Scott Barrett, among all of the individual seasons that every running back in this class had in their college career, Cam Skatttebo last season ranked number 1 in yards from scrimmage per team play, receiving yards, market share, receiving yards per team pass attempt, and yards per route run, ranked second in yardage market share. Those are important stats. When you look at modeling for prospect models, how much you contributed per team play is very important, and how much you contributed in the receiving game is important. Remember, fantasy is a game that heavily focuses on receiving for running backs. Very few, I think it's like 2% of leagues are standard scoring. Unless you are in a standard scoring league, even in half PPR, receiving production is unbelievably important because it carries the floor when you don't score a touchdown, and it really elevates the ceiling when you do score, when you do have yardage. When you add on 5-6 receptions on top of that, it can be a game that wins it for you. When you have running backs that aren't that great in the receiving game, there's nothing stopping teams from saying, okay, you're not playing on third downs, you're not playing in 2-minute drills, you're not playing when we're losing. You're really limiting how much that back can be on the field. And then you're saying, well, hopefully they win the job on first and second downs, or else they're straight up not playing. Now they're only change of pace back. When you've got someone that's awesome in the receiving game, who's also, physically 5'9", 219, so can absolutely play as a goal line back on early downs, you've got someone that can be a featured back. That's someone you should be willing to take a shot on because, again, speed is not everything in the NFL. Yes, all three that we went over before that are also insane athletes. They're also in great situations. They're also very good. So it's like they also have the athleticism. That's why they're set up for potential running back 1 finishes right now. But it's also why they're going as easy top 20 running backs, not outside the top 30 in a range where these are just dart throws. I mean, once you get outside the top 30 running backs, you are looking at backups. You are looking at handcuffs. You are looking at backs that need something to go wrong from the breakout. I think with the discount you're getting from Cam, again, I think it's just because everyone views Tyron Tracy Jr. as the clear top running back for the Giants. I wouldn't be too sure of that. I really think he's got the frame to be a featured back. He's got incredible receiving abilities. There's no doubt in my mind he's going to be their 2-minute back when they're losing, which will be most games. He'll be the back in the second half, third down back, and they're not going to want to take him off the field a lot in early downs because he just creates yards that are not there. It's a very important trait for running backs. I think he has it. Cam Skatttebo, someone you want to go after this season. Final running back over today is Jarquez Hunter, 4th round pick by the Rams this season. Currently going in the mid-4th round rookie draft. So this is someone going super late. You can throw a dart on outside the top 60. I think it's like 65, 66 running back off the board right now on Underdog, which again is the best kind of market indication right now. Yes, Kyren Williams is there. Kyren Williams is the running back 1. This is not a Tyron Tracy Jr. situation where I think Cam can kind of overtake him there. Kyren Williams is the running back 1 for the Rams, and that is not going to change this offseason. But this offseason, they did talk about needing that second running back. After the draft, their GM said, quote, "We do think the way the NFL's seasons are going, the amount of wear and tear that goes into playing the running back position, that having a committee with different skill sets only helps us continue to be able to run the football like we want to." Then back in January, in an interview, Sean McVay said, quote, "When you watch Liam Cohen's Bucs offense and what they evolved to with Bucky Irving and the way they ran the football and some of the variety and personnel groupings, I thought it was a cool reflection that the best coaches adjust to their players, and that's what we've got to do a good job of as it moves forward." In my opinion, last season, they tried to draft a clone of Kyren, and that didn't work out because basically Blake Corum just proved to be a slightly worse version, at points a largely worse version in every way than Kyren. And so when the Rams are looking at that, they're like, okay, we need to win these games. All that happens when we put Corum out there is we get a slightly worse version of what we have sitting there on the sidelines. So why would we put Corum out there? So he became a pure handcuff that they just didn't want to use when Kyren was healthy, and they didn't really want to use to keep him fresh because he was just the worst version and they had to win games. This offseason, I think the Rams looked at the success that the Bucs 2-back system had, and to be fair, it turned into a 1-back system for the Bucs because Bucky was just so good, right? But for a while, it was that 2-back system. I think that's what they're talking about because they drafted a different style running back. And so I think they went after in the draft a different style running back than Kyren Williams. Kyren, again, is still the running back 1 for the Rams and is better than Jarquez Hunter. But Hunter adds an element of explosiveness that Kyren just doesn't have. Also, if you look at playerprofiler.com, you're going to see an 81st percentile high adjusted speed score. I actually think it's higher than that. This kid is a unit. They list him at 204 pounds. I'm 100% sure that he's going to be playing heavier than that. He is a former state champion power lifter. He's likely going to be playing closer to like 215 plus than he will 204. I just think that the upside he has makes his dynasty ADP laughable. You never get any sure things in the 4th round of rookie drafts, especially at running back. They're usually all completely gone. And makes his ADP in redraft leagues a steal. You can get him as your last pick on Underdog, which in redraft leagues is pushing you maybe even past that last pick. He's someone that you could just take with that last pick on the bench and just a pure dart throw. I think he's a great pure runner. He's got breakaway speed. He's got the size to run through people, which is an amazing combination. He can go through you or past you. Pick your choice. That makes him an elite complement to Kyren, which makes it more likely he's going to be on the field. Corum was not a complement. He was a worse version clone. You want a complement, he'll get on the field. And if he starts to break out, they're not going to take him off the field. So I really like taking Jarquez Hunter late in draft. So let me know who your 5 favorite running backs are. And if you watched this far, then please leave a like. It's greatly appreciated. And while you're down there, download my app for free. There's a link in the description box and you can mock draft for free. You can contribute to the community rankings. You can set your own must draft players and sleeper list and try to win accuracy competitions we'll be running this season. Everything I just mentioned is completely free. So it would be quite a decision not to at least download and test it out. That'll do it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one.